Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Lydia and today I want to show you how to make Lazy Man buttermilk bread. This recipe is perfect if you are in a hurry. It's not your traditional bread recipe, so it's going to be a little bit different in the sense that it doesn't have yeast, you don't need to knead it, and it's pretty basic. There's no waiting around. The only waiting that you're going to have to do is when it bakes. That takes the longest, but after that you just pull it out of the oven, let it cool slightly, slather it with some butter and honey or with whatever else you want to serve it up with. If you like simple recipes that come together quickly, nicely, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're new around here and leave me a comment. Now let me show you how to make some buttermilk Lazy Man bread. To start off this Lazy Man buttermilk bread recipe, preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, spray a 9x5 loaf pan with some non-stick cooking spray. Then in a large bowl, add in your flour, your sugar, your baking powder, your baking soda, and salt. Give it a quick mix. I'm just using my whisk here, and once it is all whisked up, add in your buttermilk, your egg, and your melted butter into a separate bowl. I'm just using my measuring cup because it's just easier that way. Less dishes, you know what I'm saying? I'm using full fat buttermilk and give this mixture a quick mix. Make sure the egg is nicely incorporated into the buttermilk. And then once everything is nicely combined, you want to add your wet ingredients into your dry ingredients. Make sure you scrape all of that buttermilk out. I usually don't add this clip, but I figured you guys might like it, so I went ahead and added it. I'm just using my rubber spatula that I scraped the buttermilk out of, and I am gently going to combine my wet and dry ingredients together. You don't want to work too fast because if you make a mess, it's never fun cleaning all that up. Trust me, I know, made that mistake quite a bit of times in my life. And go ahead and combine everything together. Don't over mix this batter because if you do, you run the risk of activating the gluten. And since this is not your typical bread in which we're using yeast to, have the gluten strands form and all that stuff, you don't want that. So it is a bread, but it's a little bit different just because we're not using yeast. So once everything is combined and you have a nice shaggy dough, kind of like I have here, you're going to want to add this to your prepared 9x5 baking dish that you grease. So make sure it is greased and make sure your oven is preheated. You don't want to wait around. This bread recipe comes together super quickly, super fast, and it is just really delicious. And make sure you're using full fat buttermilk. So here I am just adding my batter into my loaf pan that I greased. You can use parchment paper and you better bet yourself that I'm scraping out every last drop. Then using a rubber spatula, I'm just going to try to get everything to the edges. This dough is a lot thicker than your regular dough. I guess it's not a dough, it would be a batter. So try to get it all the way to the edges. Do the best you can just because it is a little bit tougher, it's stickier, and you don't want everything in the center. It will start to dome up anyways once you bake it. So once everything is as level as you possibly can get it, go ahead and bake this for around 45 to 50 minutes or until a toothpick comes out clean once you insert it in the center. Take it out of the oven and you want this to cool in your loaf pan for around 10 to 15 minutes. And then once it is nicely cooled, it should be golden brown on the top, by the way. Once it is nicely cooled, you should be able to just pop it straight away out of the loaf pan. It should look something like this. It should be slightly warm on the bottom. And if you master the art of patience, you can allow this to cool completely on a cooling rack. But if you're anything like me, which I have a feeling you are, you're going to want to slice straight away into it because bread is best when it is hot. So I went ahead and sliced a few pieces. It is slightly crumbly, as you guys can see when I'm slicing it. Be careful not to slice your fingers off. So once you finally sliced your bread, you can enjoy it however you like. I think most of you are like me. You enjoy good food, family around you, and just a good old simple life. I like to serve my buttermilk bread with a little bit of butter, a whole lot of honey drizzled on top. I was trying to be like professional here. Let's face it, I cannot be professional. I don't have that skill. And I just drizzled it all over the top of the bread. Didn't look that pretty, but I guarantee you it tasted amazing. I don't think this bread would make a good sandwich bread just because it is crumbly. It doesn't keep together like your average bread, but this bread is really good if you don't have time to make bread and you're craving carbs or something sweet. Or if you were like me and you just have some leftover buttermilk in your refrigerator that you were trying to use up, make this recipe. That buttermilk flavor is so fantastic. I think you'll really love it. Make sure if you are making this recipe, you use full fat buttermilk. It makes the world of a difference in flavor. I'm telling you, once you have full fat buttermilk, you won't go back to the low fat, whatever that other stuff is called. Like, it just makes a world of a difference. It's decadent, it's delicious, slightly sweet. If you serve it up the way I like to serve it up with butter and honey, it is so, so, so good. Or jam. Jam's good. Or Nutella. Okay, enough of all this good stuff. I hope you guys make it. If you made it till the end, thank you so much. Thanks for watching. Make sure you guys are subscribed before you leave and check out my other videos. See ya.